I look at
But
it.
to be fair, I ain't got any brothers and sisters, but I feel like if I had a brother or sister or any sibling or any sibling, they might be darker than me. So I've got cousins that are darker than me and they've got the same genetic makeup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
So, you know, I don't know. Russian roulette.
Yeah. I said Russian roulette. I love it. All right, Made in Chafford podcast 88.
88.
Yo, yeah, we live and we've got a special guest. We've not had a guest in a minute, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I was looking at the website like, damn,
Yeah, I know.
these man flying solo.
You guys been enjoying the time with yourselves.
Yeah, that's a
100%.
fact. So yeah, no, you've finally broken the ice, for lack of a better word. We've got Perry in the building. If you can't tell, Chef Perry as well. You
Perry.
might
If you
wanna
go
know.
on the
Glad to be
YouTube,
here.
you'll definitely see his face.
YouTube.
Yeah.
My, what did you see?
He's talking about you
Right
you.
there.
right there.
Right there.
Oh.
Is this camera on me?
Live.
Man said, "My guy, what did you?"
I'm thinking he googled, YouTube my name, and he came up with some old footage of me in like college, and I'm like, nah.
Whipping
Nice to
it.
see you guys.
Yeah.
Chef Perry in the
Chef
building.
Perry in the building, man. You already know we had to get this one done. Wanted to get him on for a minute as well. We've been talking and just been like, yo, we have to pattern this. So finally glad we made it happen. He was
you guys, I appreciate
he was on time. We were not. But yeah, man, I'm so happy to have you on, and I'm so happy with your career progression as well. Like you really are, you're chefing it. You're not messing about. This ain't no for play. Like
Nah, when you do
Michelin
something, you do
star
something
on the
properly.
way.
Yeah.
Fun fact for everyone, you know Michelin star is the Michelin man.
Yeah.
What? No way. Why you're gassing?
No cap.
What do Michelin have to do with food?
Nothing. What did Michelin know about food? You make tires.
Forget the answer. You guys didn't know that.
No, I had no clue.
Nah, people don't know this.
How does it
Alright,
work?
Let me tell you
How does it
something
work?
else.
Go on.
So Michelin, obviously the tire company,
Yeah.
is the brand and the company behind Michelin star. However, you know San Pellegrino,
Yeah.
the drinks, the really banging drinks, they're behind the top 50 restaurants in the world.
They got nothing. It's sparkling water.
It's
No
You already know how I
correlation.
feel about
it's
sparkling
the
water.
creators.
That's
There's
crazy.
Yeah, there's no affiliation there at all. Bar.
What did
money.
Michelin know about food? Like,
Not a lot. Not a lot.
So that white.
that,
Avatar.
yeah.
So basically, if you go into a restaurant and then you see, you know what the Michelin man looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you see him like in a painting or in any form, then that restaurant is likely to have a Michelin star, at least
Wow.
one.
Learn something
Yeah.
new every day. That's crazy.
A lot
Yeah.
of people will like freak out. They're like, "Why is a Michelin man here?" And then
I said, why is a Michelin man?
and then you clock.
Yo,
Yeah. Mad.
Crazy.
But yeah, I'm alright.
Wow.
That's good, man. Talk to us about the beginning. Where did this all?
yeah. Like, how does someone want to be a chef, and then how do you really like just progress with that? Because the meals you're making now, out of it,
Gourmet.
gourmet, and we had him on the talent show. Yeah. My man was doing up with the
lobster.
lobster.
Last
Thank
summer, I remember that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, I started out. I mean, I'd like to say when I was young, but I've always wanted to be a chef, and that's for real, like real talk. Even through primary school, through secondary school, I've always had a thing for creative. Being a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you become an artist, or why don't you go into like architecture or something like that? And it's like, I could have done. I've always been quite creative. I've always been focused on whatever it is. But with food, you can connect with everyone. We could have a conversation about food. I could go out on the street and have a conversation with food with any person, because food connects to every single person in the world. You know, everyone has to eat. And everyone's got their own right and wrong answers about it. So I kind of wanted to get into a profession where you can connect with everyone first, but you can be like, I like a level of competition. I'm quite a competitive person. So with that comes, you know, not necessarily Michelin stars, but it's a graft. You know, it's a career. It's a career. It's not a job.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like you go into it and you go into it for the long run. It's not something that you go in and you kind of think, oh, let me do this on the side. Let me do that on the side. Your life becomes food.
100%.
And it's something that I looked at as a challenge when I was younger. And it's something that I'll be completely honest with you guys, as I was getting into like secondary school and like years, say 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, when you have to choose your options.
Yeah, when you have to choose your options, catering was always one. And all the teachers that we had at Chafford, they were looking at me like, oh, Perry, you know, you've got so much potential to go to this uni, to go to that college, to study this, to do that, to get A levels, to get degrees. And I was like, that's true. And don't get me wrong, I'm being quite humble. Like I did quite well in school,
Right.
but I do believe that there's a this is a whole different conversation we could have, but I do believe that there is a type of tunnel vision that teachers and the government, I guess, to a higher level, put you
That's
under,
a fact. That's a fact.
you know, so that if you
There's-
have a passion about something, maybe there isn't you don't need a qualification that's higher up to do that passion.
Yeah.
You still have to do something, you know, more academic.
Yeah,
I hear
so
that.
If that makes sense.
continue
No, it
on
does.
that,
Yeah.
I think what is basically happening is that they did, especially in school, they did not have the information to know what your passion would be as a career. They just didn't know. So I remember I told I'm not gonna mention his name or her name, but basically I told my teacher that I would like to become an artist. Yeah, just drawing, sketching. They said that art will never make money. As bad as that seems, as talented as I was back then, I had to shut it off.
And
so basically,
Go ahead.
I couldn't draw. So basically, I couldn't draw, I couldn't paint, I couldn't do anything, and that was really my creative side.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
So
because
then-
someone tells you, it's not that someone tells you you can't. That's just kind of stereotypical cliche. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. It's not that
Yeah.
they said that you can't. It's just that they said that there's so many other better things that you can do.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
that might take you further, which isn't true. You know, I'll be honest with you, and I pay attention to the podcast that you guys put out every week. You guys have had some guests on here from Chafford, be it me, Amy Smale,
yeah.
other people that have grafted from Chafford and have done successful in whatever they're doing, and it's nothing to do with maths. It's got nothing to do
Nah,
with
that's a fact.
you know.
Imagine
this
if someone
is
told
passion.
Amy no.
Trust
Amy
me.
made £100,000 in lockdown.
Trust me.
Yo, that queen is smiling.
Needs to put a
Trust me.
snowflake on her DM.
And it's because she
That,
kind of went
yo.
against the grain.
Yeah,
100%,
facts.
yeah.
You know, you have to go against the grain a little bit, and that's why I
100%.
kind of like, I got to year 10, 11, and I did well in my GCSEs, and I could have gone to this college, I could have done that A level, sixth form, whatever, but I actually chose to follow.
Did
what
you
I wanted
leave
to
school and just go straight into
Yeah.
chefing it up?
do. Yeah.
So what was the
I left
first
school.
step
So,
after that?
So I left school, went into Barking and Dagenham
That's the name of the episode.
College,
Yeah.
and studied professional cookery for 3 years.
Okay.
But that was only a 3-day-a-week course, so the rest of the week I was working part time in a restaurant in central London.
Which gave you more experience? Like where do you
good
feel like you
question.
learnt more from?
Good question.
Has
It's
to be
half
the
and
actual
half.
restaurant, I'd imagine.
It's half and half. The college side of it and the educational academic side of the professional cookery course gave you the hygiene, all the scientific looks at
Yeah.
what food poisoning is, why it happens, this and that, for example. Also basic knife skills, that kind of stuff. The real world working in a restaurant part-time was the push, the hectic
I
service,
can imagine.
the chipping in, helping each other out, late nights, early mornings. You know, you don't get that experience at college. And that was, for me, a perfect balance that I did
Yeah.
that. I recommend it to anyone out there that wants to be a chef, a young chef. It's a lot of sacrifice, you know, like going in and working part-time is great first because you don't want to work full-time, especially with having no great experience. You know, it's a big change from being 15, 16, 17, seeing your friends a lot, going out, doing these things and enjoying the time with your family, your friends, and having that luxury, weekends off, to then going from that to 8 in the morning to 11 at night, traveling 1 hour each way to get home, sleeping 6 hours, getting up again, doing the same thing.
Crazy.
You know, it's hard. But yeah, so anyway, come back to the conversation. I went to Barking and Dagenham College, studied food for 3 years, did part-time in a restaurant in Farringdon in central London. After that, 3 years passed, I got employed full-time by that restaurant and then soon left anyway because I had an opportunity to go to a private members club in Mayfair. Did that for a year. Really, that was kind of my first introduction to what Michelin star food was. It wasn't a Michelin star place because it was a private members club. You can't get Michelin stars at members clubs.
Yeah.
But it would have had one, at least one, 100%. So yeah, that was my first kind of introduction to it. Left there, came back to the Farringdon area, a different restaurant. And then for 4 years, I was there until very recently, as of December. And I've just started at a restaurant called Akoko, which is a West African-based restaurant in Fitzrovia between Oxford Circus and Tottenham Court Road. Aiming for Michelin star, we're going to get it. But it's a new concept. It's with the dynamic of changing the concept of what West African cuisine is.
Love that.
Okay.
But
I think I've heard of this place.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of it. Does it like basically exactly what you just said. They sell certain African cuisines, but they have like a twist to it. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily as
What, they trying to make jollof rice like fancy in the middle, you know?
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say,
one grain.
yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Posh restaurants be like £37. It's just
No, but them. I had this conversation with my friends the other day, and it was a very humble conversation, right?
Yeah.
You have to, like, you're branching out to an audience now that is used to mass food. Like, for example,
course.
coming from a Caribbean family, it's the same
Yeah.
in the way of
Volume, innit?
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't feel full at the end of your meal and you're paying
it's
£90
quantity,
for
not
it,
quality, boy.
Yeah.
there's an issue there. So we kind of have to. I've been thinking about it a lot about how we go about our market audience at Akoko.
Right, yeah.
You know, like, we don't want to get the African grandparents and the aunties and the uncles in, and we don't want to change their mentality of what African cuisine should be, because we're never going to do that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
people
yeah.
are classic.
Too late.
It's the same. Like, it's another conversation we'll have. But I made some patties at the start of the year, and I was giving them away, and I gave them to some Caribbean aunties and grandmothers and whatnot. And it was, so one of the fillings was beef and red kidney bean, right? And I gave it to them, and then he looked at me and it was like, "It's delicious, but it's wrong." I said, "Why is it wrong?" And they said, "Because the kidney bean should be in the rice, not with the beef."
Right.
And they looked at me and they was like, "It's nice, but I don't like
They
it."
just don't get it.
Yeah, they didn't get it.
And you don't like what you don't get, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that.
I feel like, I mean, it's a natural thing. The younger generation might be a bit more open-minded with it, but, you know,
It's not traditional.
exactly. It's not what they grew up with. It's not what's classic. You know?
But with a chef like you, you're supposed to explore.
Right. So this comes into where the target market would be for us. Yeah. So it comes into the younger generation that maybe don't know what African cuisine is, West African cuisine is, and we'll introduce it to them in a way where this is an experience. It's a whole. There's wine pairings, the whole thing. Like, they're going back to what Demi was saying about the jollof rice. That's I think it's like the third or fourth or fifth course on our 10-course tasting menu. Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So it's a bowl of jollof rice with it's smoked. So we basically put the same bowl on top, we fill it with smoke, serve it to the table, open it up, the smoke kind of piles out, and it's served with a roasted carrot terrine and a smoked aubergine puree.
Okay.
Right? But then if you serve that to an auntie, an uncle, an African grandparent, they're gonna look at you and think, "Is that it?" Because literally, it's a bowl of jollof rice.
My dad's gonna be like the door.
yeah, and he's thinking, "I'm paying £90 for this," you know. So
Yeah.
I hear that.
you know, so but
It's an experience, though.
It is.
Let's have it right. Like, it's you're not going. I don't feel like I'd go there to not necessarily say I'd leave full, but like I've been there and I've been like, yo, you know what? That's something I can check off.
Yeah.
More or less close to my bucket list. And it's nice that you're doing that with West African food as well, because again, it's about changing the perceptions that are already there on our type of food as well.
Yeah, there's a perception there. I had this conversation with some people in the industry the other night, and there's a perception there that West African cuisine and Caribbean cuisine, to an extent, can't be gastronomified. It can't be put into a spectrum that can earn a Michelin star.
Right.
You know, there's that kind of mentality, and we're trying to break that barrier. Ikoyi, so there's a restaurant. I'm at Coco. There's a restaurant called Ikoyi. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
I think that was the one that I thought
the one
I'd
you
heard
heard
of.
about?
Yeah.
They have a Michelin star. That's the first West African restaurant in London to have a Michelin star. Credit to them. We see them as a main rival now, right? But you know, you have to support people out here. You know, have to support the people that you're representing.
No, the competition part, but I get it.
Exactly. You know, so they have, you know, I think there was a little bit of beef going on between us recently, and we kind of said a few things about them on social media. They said a few things about us. But having said that, it's publicity for both of us.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Beef is publicity at the end of the day.
Of course.
And so we're kind of promoting ourselves through food, but also through the experience, but also through the technology we have nowadays via social media, via, you know, even mouth to mouth, word to word is a powerful thing nowadays.
Of course.
Yeah.
And especially in the hospitality industry, a lot of people know each other. And
Okay.
so with that, I feel like West African cuisine, give it 5 years, will be as big as French, Spanish, Italian, European cuisine.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying to go on Just Eat and just be able to get jollof rice. You know, that's the future.
No, but that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. You don't want to go. You don't want to Just Eat and jollof rice.
What do you mean?
You said you just want to go on Just Eat and get jollof.
Yeah, why not? If a restaurant can do it properly, why not? Same way I'll get Chinese.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, all right. in my opinion, Just Eat, Deliveroo, all these delivery companies, they shouldn't be going to these places.
Okay, but that I wouldn't say like obviously your place is to a higher standard. Like I wouldn't want. I can't order what you do on.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's
Nah,
not.
that's different. That's different. I see
what
what
he's trying to say.
I just
Could you really make fast food though?
nah, he can't.
What a Coco?
Yeah.
No, because it's not just about the food.
But that wasn't my point. My point was just he's saying West African food will be at a point where it's just as big as these other cuisines. You know.
Yeah, but it's to go out there and sit down.
Yeah, of course.
That's
and
what
then
I'm saying.
even that's even more beautiful. Like I'm sure I could go to a beautiful Chinese restaurant the same way I'd go to a beautiful French restaurant, X, Y, and Z. I can't wait to be able to have that experience. I did.
No trainers on the door.
No trainers on the door.
No trackies.
Yeah. You already know, unless it's night tech.
Nah.
That's even worse.
Nah, I spent 100 on this. You can't let me in.
Take that back, man. Or alternatively, Demi, you can make the jollof rice yourself.
Oh.
Hey,
I tried the other day, you know.
swear.
Yeah,
Is it good?
I'm not really much of a cook, so I had 2 attempts. Let's talk about attempt number 1.
Colin's in the kitchen.
My paella looking jollof rice attempt number 1. I put everything was fine. The base was fine. Where I went wrong was the type of rice.
Okay.
So essentially, I used like jasmine rice.
You
And
did that
the
to
rice-
yourself, man.
I know.
have
And the
no
rice,
sympathy.
it didn't absorb. It didn't absorb the base. So when I opened it, it was just the texture was just runny, and the rice itself didn't cook. So I left it for a long period of time because you got to steam it, right? You got to kind of generate the heat upwards. And as it came out, I tasted it. I was like, yeah, the taste is there. The taste is fine, but the texture was just
wasn't there.
completely gone.
That is an L.
Went home, spoke to my mum about it, and she told me.
Wait,
I had to.
whoa.
I wouldn't have told my mum.
Slow down.
The second you said jasmine rice, I heard what was wrong.
You went home and talked to your mum about it.
I
It
did.
was like a heart to heart.
Yeah.
That's what I heard as well.
I had to buck the OG. I
I must have to bite the OG.
I had no choice, and then she told
Where'd
me.
that bring you?
She told you
Back
where
to me.
she told you where you went wrong, innit?
Yeah. She told me.
I could have told you where you went wrong. You put jasmine rice.
Hey, it's fine. But
My rice shouldn't have a name.
that's the beauty of it. You gotta keep on going, innit?
Long grain
I'm
or
sure,
basmati, man.
I'm sure,
Yeah.
Perry, you've had so many situations where you've made something, it's not come out right the first time.
Yeah.
But the beauty is, as the more you do it, the more you realize I can tweak this.
We're
I
not
can
getting
tweak
off this,
that.
you know.
Yeah.
No, that's what so attempt number 2, I grabbed I can't remember the name of the rice, but obviously it was a far more it was a basmati, golden basmati rice.
Oh, I go, yeah.
And it absorbed it perfectly. The texture was better. Everything was good. So it gave me confidence. I was like, all right, I can actually make the dishes I want to make. You know what I'm saying? So
But you made stew and that was fun.
stew was fine. Well, the first attempt at stew was terrible.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was too tomatoey.
Oh, okay.
But then the second attempt, I realized it needed more pepper. The pepper to tomato ratio was just too much tomato. So I
Yeah.
kind of skewed it a bit, and it was way more peppery.
I got a question.
And it worked.
Are you a spicy person?
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, my stomach wouldn't agree, but I agree.
that shit just coming out.
100%. No,
I
love-
wipe, and it just wouldn't stop. That's insane.
Yeah. Like, uncontrollable. Nah, let's not get into that. But no, yeah. Back to your question, Eman. I am a spicy, like, as far as food concerned.
Have to be, man.
I'm a spicy person.
I couldn't not be. I'd hate life if I couldn't eat
But the
spicy
thing is,
food.
yeah, spice is an interesting one. So the way I look at food is like you have to look at the flavor sensations that you take from food and where you can source those flavor sensations from. I.e., spicy food. If I say spice, what do you guys think of?
Nando's?
Like ingredients wise.
Oh, pepper?
Pepper, chili, right?
Yeah.
You don't think of horseradish. You don't think of mustard. You don't think of black pepper.
Okay.
But then if you go to different countries in the world, they might say that.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Mustards. Yeah.
I mean, mustard can be made spicy. I don't personally like mustard, but yeah.
All right, everyone's different. But
Mustard, everyone's different.
no.
I believe you.
No. I don't mean it like that. No. My bad.
That's hilarious.
Sorry, let me have a conversation with you now. No, all right, so
Go on.
spicy food, you guys think of chili, right?
Of course.
But then, how do you like your spice? All right, the best thing that I go, this is so cheesy, but the best thing I go to, I'll ask the same question to people, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I like spicy food. And I'm like, all right, when you go to Nando's, what'd you get?
I'm not hot.
Really?
medium.
Man's not hot.
I'm medium.
Mad.
I'm really medium.
See, I'm the same, because I like it hot, but I like to taste the food. If it rips your face off, it's pointless.
So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
a
I
point.
I don't
There's
wanna
a point
be-
of
I don't wanna
spice.
I don't want to be there. Like my dad basically
Yeah.
says this metaphor every single time. He says, if you go to a restaurant, and you come out like you just had a boxing match. Like
Did
your
you enjoy
nose
yourself?
is running, you're
Yeah.
sweating,
Mm.
crying. Like
See?
It's mad.
In our culture, we do that too much. We
Yeah, I
overcompensate
agree.
with
Yeah.
spice,
And
and
then I just see you, man, just there
Yeah.
crying. I'm like, nah, man, pass me the mayonnaise.
Jeez.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Nah, do you know what? Nando's has got a spice that's above extra hot now. I don't know what it's called. I
Next
can't-
level.
I don't want to say it's habanero or something crazy, but it is hot.
Right.
And I
Tried it.
Kill you.
I like spicy food, extra hot all the time when I go to Nando's. I was in tears. I was with a girl as well. I thought, let me try to be
pain.
bad. I was like, yo, get me some milk. He needs
needs
some
some
milk.
Oh my.
Humbled.
Hunt for real.
But, all right, let me ask you a question. You left that meal, and did you feel like going?
I
for
didn't
that
feel
was
better
worth
for
it?
it. No,
I was gonna say,
yeah. I agree.
That's my point. Why are these like? I get it. Some you see some like chili challenges and all this, like people that
Yeah,
actually take the competition aspect of it, but to enjoy it, I'm like, are you serious?
No,
Enjoy
yeah.
it at all.
You know?
Not enjoyable at all. I even worked in a restaurant. Well, basically, it was 2 restaurants, so they were joined together. Same owners, Red Dog Saloon and Red Dog American Sandwich. This was in Hoxton Square, and they had like this challenge. So then I tried the sauce. Basically, I took 1 chip, put it in my mouth. I was crying. I couldn't talk properly. Like I drank.
Fam.
I could not talk properly.
Listen, I've got a story for you. I can't believe I've never said this on the pod. So I don't know if you guys watch Hot Ones with Sean
Oh
Evans.
yeah.
Someone, when I used to work in Basildon, someone brought in, you know, the one that always makes them fumble.
I had this at work. The bomb.
The bomb.
Yeah. Someone brought it into me at work as well. It's mad.
It's
it
honestly,
that
It's mad.
it's as bad when they react.
It's horrible.
We was crying.
It's mad.
I was like sick both ends. Basically, like, it was.
But you know, sometimes when you eat something that's spicy and it takes a minute to set in, this one's like straight out of bang.
Nah, like
It's there.
Bro.
Yeah.
You know when
It's not. It doesn't even
It
creep
just
up on you.
was
It's like bang.
Yeah.
that was straight away.
That sounds
Yeah.
awful.
I
gotta
was
try
like,
it.
yo, this isn't good. This isn't
It
normal.
doesn't taste good, man.
No.
It's just hot. It's just heat.
It tastes like metal. It's the only way I can describe
Yikes,
it.
really?
Yeah, it's
okay,
not.
I don't know if I want to try this.
They put it on a bit of bread. Chewed it. I thought I was bad.
And then you felt,
Humbled.
Bro.
you felt like Shaquille O'Neal.
And it's a little bit, you know.
So it wasn't even
crazy.
much. It weren't much.
Mad.
We was at. Thank God it was the end of the day because normally we were on the phones. I was not.
talk.
I was not out. I was out, and I had to go out that night. I said I might have to cancel, you know, because this is something else.
It's mad. It's mad. Yeah, I remember having that. I was almost in like anaphylactic shock, man.
Yeah, it sounds like an experience, man.
Someone call 911.
Yeah.
horrible.
Well, what would you say? So, as far as like your cooking, what would you say has been like the stuff you've honed in on the most, like your signature dish, so to speak? What do
Ooh,
you feel
great
like
question.
you do better than anything else, or do you even feel like you even have that at this point?
Good question. I get asked that whole signature dish thing or what's your favorite thing to cook thing a lot. And my answer is always the same. I'll never give you one dish because I think that there's just so many things not that I do well. There's just so many things that you can do well. And so my answer to that is always I like to give people an experience of food that they might not expect. So the thing that I've kind of focused on, come back to your question, Collins, the thing that I've honed in on in the last few years, more so in my own projects and work, is giving people an experience that they can come into and they sit down and they have instantly. It's like when you meet someone new, you have an idea of what that person's going to be like. As soon as you get into a restaurant, before you've even seen the menu, you sit down and you kind of have an idea about what the vibe's going to be, the kind of food that you're going to have, if it's going to be good, if it's going to be bad. And so when you have that and you give an image to a person and then they have the food, even when they see the menu, say for example, I give you a menu and my menus are very simple. If you order a salad, say a Michelin star level salad, the menu will literally say lettuce, tomato, and olive. That's it.
Right.
There's no two ways about it. It's not like lettuce covered in and sitting on a bed of them, blah, 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 blah. It's just literally the 3 ingredients. So that leaves it to open to the imagination. So you guys would think, oh, okay, this could, like, I have no idea what's coming out here. You get it and you're like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like
Is
you
it
leave
putting their expectations on the floor so you have more?
not necessarily on the floor, but up in the air.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, like it's more giving people an experience, because for me, as much as I'm a chef, I like to eat out. And the thing that I like to feel when I'm at a restaurant is a sense of surprise. and a sense of like, okay, if I've ordered an ice cream, one of the dishes that we do at Coco, it's a ball of soft ice cream with an insert in the middle, like a raspberry insert, and it doesn't look anything like ice cream should. So you get it and you think, is this the course that I'm thinking it is? And then you bite into it and you're like, oh my God, this is incredible. Right. How have they made this look like that? So come back to the question. That's the kind of thing that I've kind of been concentrating on in the last few years, is giving people an experience of surprise with food, giving something, and am I allowed to swear?
Oh,
giving,
you know what,
I don't know if we're doing explicit
He
thing,
said,
but...
I love to eat out, and I was about to say same. Sorry, I had to.
Right, you got it in there now. You happy?
Yeah, Go,
no, like giving people an experience and fucking shit up a little bit. You know, like you know, with West African food, with Caribbean food, taking stuff that's usually traditional and different and fucking it up a little bit and changing the dynamic a little bit. That's something that I've been kind of thinking about. Like the whole patty situation that I was doing at the start of the year, you know, putting some extra flavors on that.
I mean, like, how you as a chef coped with lockdown? Because obviously your restaurant can't open at the moment.
Yeah, so it's been up and down, to be honest, the last year and a bit.
Okay.
So last March I went into lockdown, wasn't doing much really myself until August time. I don't know, like last year everyone was kind of in shock and we was like, we'd never had this before.
No,
you know, a lockdown. We was like, what do we do now? So I started making these video tutorials on my Instagram, and then I was doing, obviously, I was part of the talent show that you guys were doing last summer on the Made in Chafford. And then that was kind of how I look at it. It was a summer vibe, downtime, time off, you know, for the last, at the time, 8 years that I've been in the industry. Yeah. And so I felt like, okay, let me chill. And then August came around, we had this whole Eat Out to Help Out business, which really, you know, Monday to Wednesday was the new Thursday to Saturday.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Business is booming.
Yeah, and restaurants opened back up again, and I was working again until, what was it, about October. And then we had this whole tier system, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and London got shut down again. So at that point, I was kind of thinking like, oh, I need to do something with my life now. You know, like I'm kind of like twiddling my thumbs at home. I'm not doing anything. I moved into London at the time. I was like, I need to do something. Bought myself a bike. Greatest decision I ever made. Got out on that a lot, fitness-wise. And then we went up into, we opened up again. And then we went into lockdown again at the end of December. And then I started the year kind of a rough note. I think everyone did. Rough Christmas, you know, restrictions on seeing family and whatnot. Started the year and I was like, actually, I need to actually do something. And I'm the type of person, you know, like you guys, I'm sure, you actually find more joy in giving other people joy sometimes.
Yeah.
Of course.
And so I started the year thinking, how can I make people happy? And literally, I thought Jamaican patties is something that I know how to do, something that I grew up with, but it's also something that is easily transportable and given away for free. You know, and the idea was me putting out a message on my social media pages saying, if anyone knows of anyone, it wasn't like you guys could contact me and be like, oh, I want some. It was, if you guys know anyone that is in need of a little bit of a motivational lift, a little bit of enthusiasm in their life, whether they're a nurse, a doctor, a teacher, maybe they're just going for a bit of anxiety with the lockdown and whatnot, give me a shout and I'll hand make and personally deliver them to them. So it started off slow, and then in about a 2-week period, I had about 85 clients. Yeah, all by bike cycled.
Jeez.
To them, all the way from Chafford to Slough over near Heathrow.
What, you were cycling?
Yeah.
To Chafford?
I got the train a little bit.
I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Yo, dog.
Those ones to Chafford, I got the train, and then I took my bike on the train. But all the ones around London, I cycled,
That's impressive.
Amazing.
It was mad. So, yes, that was 2 weeks. And I'll be honest, it was quite a humbling experience. I met a lot of interesting people from all different kinds of walks of life with such inspirational stories. It was cool. Like, you know, I met and made my contact book open vastly. And it wasn't what I was wanting from the project at all. It was literally just to spread a good message, give people a bit of a motivational lift. And word spread quick. Like, it was from one person to another. Someone, you know, I gave them to someone because she just had a baby and her husband was working a lot and she had COVID and the baby was born and they didn't really have too much money. And, you know, I didn't really ask for people to open up that much, but people felt, you know, like a little bit to do that, and I appreciate it. And then that person led on to, oh, my dad's been having a hard time. Yeah, it was his 70th birthday last week, and, you know, he didn't have anyone there around to celebrate with him. And I was like, all right, I'll go and drop some off. Yeah, it was great, man. It was great. And then that turned into me kind of making them irregularly, more so to be sold.
Yeah.
Which then turned into a little business idea for me. And then, started up my own kind of little business called Your Five, which is like a private dining experience that I thought about doing.
I'm taking advantage of that. Listen, as soon as you already know what time it is.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what are you trying to get into tonight? Like, I've got us a chef. The whole thing's patterned.
You imagine? You imagine?
That I'm giving them.
But a lot of people came at with that mentality. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There's no other mentality to have with that.
was
Yo,
the
babes, I've
vibe.
got us a chef. What are you talking about?
That was the vibe, and that was the thing that I kind of like from my point of view. Like being a chef, I'm quite a social person, and being a chef, you don't necessarily need to be, but if you are, it's a benefit. And so what the thing is in restaurants for the last almost 10 years I've been working in restaurants now, is that you're in a metal box and you don't have that communication one-to-one with the customer.
Okay.
The waiter, the waitress, or the manager, whoever's taking the food, has that. Right? So whether it's positive, negative feedback, the chef doesn't know really. It's only like via verbal communication. So with the whole private dining experience, that was what I wanted to do, because I like to give you guys a plate of food and explain to you why I've done it this way, why the colors are there, why the textures are there, where the ingredients I've sourced from, all these type of things. And then I want to get your reaction. More importantly, if you like it, I want you to tell me that you like it. If you don't like it, I want you to tell me that as well. You know, and that's the bit that I love about my job, is seeing the reaction and having that communication. And so at Coco now, it's an open kitchen, my new job. So it's an open kitchen inside the restaurant. So we literally, like, there's a table that is
You
inside
can
the kitchen.
see. Is it? I mean, the closest thing I'd imagine is Ramsey's Hell's Kitchen. Is that what it's like?
Yeah, but like even more so inside the restaurant.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
You can see everything, but like, so basically there's a table, like we're sitting here, me and Eman are sitting here, you guys are in the kitchen.
Oh.
Yeah, so this table here, instead of waiters and waitresses coming to bring you the chef will give you the food.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
And it's very theatrical. You know, that's what we're aiming for, because if you can see everything, you want the food to make it like flames.
This is
smoke.
really
Yeah,
You know?
sounds like.
Piece of art. It's just the way it's done.
Yo, we're gonna have to come see you at work,
For
you know.
sure.
For real.
Sure.
Yo, we'll make it happen. Well,
you guys gotta let me
you're
know.
allowed out, you're allowed inside now, so
course,
you know.
man.
Yeah, from Monday. Was it 2 days? Or is it
It's
now?
Monday, yeah.
Monday.
So now we'll have to come visit for sure, man. That
Yeah.
sounds like a real experience. Is it hot in there, like as a customer though?
What you mean? Like,
As in-
if you're sitting near
Yeah.
close to the kitchen. I don't think so. We've not. I mean, we're not open yet, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't think so. It's not a big restaurant. Max 40 people at a time.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So
Okay, right.
Yeah.
it's a booking thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to be punctual.
You just can't turn up and think you're gonna get a table.
Yeah, it's a booking team with deposits.
I like that.
So
£30 per head, you know.
More than that.
Oh,
We're not gonna
trainers.
talk-
More than
we're
that.
not going to talk about it, but it's more.
Prices.
No trainers. Is it formal or just?
Formal, yeah. I don't know exact dress code though, but if you know me, I could probably.
What?
Yeah,
Nat Tech, please.
yeah.
The black man's tux.
You're terrible.
But no, you guys got to come through and
100%.
yeah.
Nah, we'll make it happen. That's the fact.
It's a beautiful journey, man. You made the most out of a tough time, and like,
Yeah.
being entrepreneurial and just thinking outside the boxes not only helped you like further your career, but it's also helped you like within. You know what I mean? Like you've
Yeah.
actually been able
Yeah.
to touch and talk to people and share their stories. So ultimately, it's actually quite an inspiring journey. You know?
Yeah, inspirational for me,
Yeah.
you know, and it's something that really opened my eyes to. There's a lot more people. I mean, it's in the news, you know, for the last year, the news has been going off about deaths and cases and infections and this and that.
Yeah.
And it kind of, it's one of those things, like everything, I guess, you don't really know how hard it is until you kind of get in amongst it.
Right.
And so me doing that, it kind of really opened my eyes to actually, like, this is, you know, it's a serious thing, but there's people that are genuinely, like, really,
Going through
really
it,
going
yeah.
through it, and they're affected by this.
Right.
And yeah, it was something I enjoyed. It's something that I would do over and over again if I had more time on my hands. But yeah, so I did that, and then the private dining experience, and yeah, just
Which I think, yeah, is so dope. Like, people really are probably searching for something like that, and the fact that you're able to give them that is amazing, really.
Yeah, that was the concept. It was, you know, restaurants being closed, bring the restaurant to you in your own home, with a bit of theatre, with a bit of like introduction to the.
Do you need?
like that?
Do you pre-cook it or you cook it at their house?
Depends on what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I had a client that asked for beef Wellington and caviar. The beef Wellington I made at my house, and then I brought it and then roasted it there in their house. The way that I like to do it, so the whole concept of Your Five, I didn't know if you guys know, is a client comes to me, they say, oh, they want a private dinner. I say, okay, give me your 5 favorite ingredients or 5 things that you like to eat right now. And they would give it to me. I would then go away, create a menu based on those 5, whether it be 3, 4, 5 courses. And then I'd get back to them with a menu and a price depending on the ingredients they've chosen. Because, you know, if they've chosen caviar, lobster, fillet steak, all that kind of stuff, it'd be more expensive and travel costs as well. So I get back to them with that. If they're happy with it, we set a date and that's it. We go ahead. The thing that I like to do the most is the more, I'll be honest, like, I'm not going to say any names, but there's been some that have been a dull atmosphere. There's been some that have been really, really fun.
Yeah.
You know, like there's been some where, you know, you walk in, no background music, you know, they're just sitting there, open kitchen, open living room,
Right.
and I'm cooking away and you can hear the cutlery against the plate.
Oh God.
Do you know what I mean?
No vibes.
Do you know what I mean? And
Just
it's like,
cutlery.
come on, man. You know, yeah. and they're whispering to each other because I'm in the kitchen, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's awkward.
But then there's been others where, you know, it's been a vibe. They're like, Perry, do you want a glass of wine? And I don't drink on the job, but sometimes. Perry, do you want a glass of wine? I was like, yeah, for sure. You know, coming in, seeing how I am. We'll leave you to it whenever food's ready. Let me know. Blah blah blah. Printed menus. I do the whole thing. Printed menus, tablecloths, that whole thing. And yeah, it's been a vibe. So it's something. Again, it's one of those things that if I didn't have a real job to go to, I would be doing it now and now and now.
Yeah.
Again and again and again. But the thing is as well, like private dining, I don't know how popular it will be now. Restaurants are opening up again.
Right.
I see. No. Yeah,
The demand.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think there's some things that might stick after lockdown. So it's not something I mean, it's still an experience I would want if I could get someone who's got the capabilities that you have when it comes to cooking. Definitely, it's still something that I think I'd invest in. It's just a nice thing to have.
Yeah,
it's a nice option to have, is what I would say.
Yeah, for
So-
like a romantic night in or something like that.
There
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, it's true.
I've got a question, yeah.
Yo.
What does gold do to the flavor of a steak?
Gold,
Yeah.
nothing. It's there for money, man.
Right.
What are you talking about? Salt Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
He's a
something about
dickhead,
that.
man.
Yeah, it's just there because you can say you ate a gold-covered steak or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Trust me. There's some overrated ingredients in the world. Let's go through them.
And man said, let's go through
Go on,
them.
go on.
Yo, I'm ready.
What about saffron spice?
Saffron's elite. Underrated.
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 Yo, I love how passionate
So-
he is.
Of course, man. That's it.
That's his bag. Yeah, I hear that.
Underrated.
Is it very expensive?
Yes. Doesn't mean that it's not worth it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just say I had 40 grams of saffron. How much would that be?
I'd be asking, where'd you get the money from? You have 40 grams of saffron.
I
All right.
do.
All right, let's give a rough estimate. So,
From the farm.
all right, saffron comes in 5-gram boxes.
Yeah.
So that's 8 grams. So 8 boxes if you're having 40 grams. A box is about £12. 12 times 8? 96?
Yeah, 96.
That's £96 for 40 grams.
Is that high grade saffron though?
Yeah,
Can't get bad saffron, can you?
you can. But I mean, if
I've seen.
you can buy it in Sainsbury's in like the herb aisle, it's not good.
Oh,
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, you're talking about the real stuff. Yeah.
Fresh from the farm.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, it will set you back a decent amount. 40 grams, that's not a lot. You have to bear in mind what 40 grams is. Like, you could barely feel it if you put it in your hand. £96. For example, I'll
he
give you
man's
another-
doing the maths in his head like, yo, dog.
Yeah.
We in business now, baby.
I see. You're thinking business, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You got a saffron farm?
No, I don't have a saffron farm, but I did go to Iran to go and check out saffron farm because I have land back home in Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just looking around like what things I could grow possibly that could actually generate an income. And my land is very fertile and it's not the type of land for saffron. So, but as I was there, I did pay for saffron.
You going to Iran is still one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
It was an experience. It was.
Why did you go to Iran?
When,
And why?
as I said, I had land back home in Tanzania.
Yeah.
That I wanted to see like if I could grow saffron back in Tanzania. The only thing is that I don't have the best type of land for saffron. I have the best type of land for like rice, tomatoes, cucumbers.
Yeah.
Because it's very fertile, it's very rich.
Yeah.
Whereas the type of land that you would have to grow saffron is desert,
It's dry.
almost close to cotton type land.
Yeah.
It's just
Right.
desert is basically dry as hell. So Yeah, I went to Saffron. Well, I went to Iran specifically for that reason, but there was other things I need to see as well. So like the mosques out there, brilliant, beautiful mosques. There was one mosque I was supposed to go, but it was at the time of I'm not very familiar with like the Muslim celebrations such as Ramadan. I only know Ramadan and Eid, but I don't know when they actually
take place.
when they actually take place in terms of the year. But I think at that time it was a holiday it was a bank holiday for one of their prophets.
Yeah.
And we couldn't go there because everybody was going to be there.
Right.
So I couldn't get the time to actually go and see the mosque. But we saw a lot. We saw forts. We saw irrigation, like how they've done irrigation back in the day within the desert. There was a lot to see. Even like the pomegranates, like how they pick pomegranates, it was amazing. Like they're just fresh. There's like sour ones and then there's sweet ones, and it depends on the day in which you pick it. So if you pick it early in the morning when it's frozen, like when it's a very cold temperature, that's where you get the sweet ones. But if you pick it during the day, it's going to be sour.
Right.
So yeah, I was just out there, just had a great time. And it was an experience.
Yeah.
It was one of those ones. It's like if I don't go, then
You're
I'll
never
never
gonna
know.
end up going.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's big time.
yeah.
What other overrated ingredients were you gonna get into? I'm quite curious about.
What was the first one he said?
Gold,
Gold,
gold
and
leaf,
saffron.
gold, saffron, truffle, overrated.
Really? Why?
Yeah, just if you put truffle in something, it just tastes of truffle. There's no point in putting truffle. Like people put truffle, mushroom.
What's that? Bananas and smoothies.
It just tastes banana.
Yes.
Yeah.
fair
It's like
enough.
it's such an overpowering flavor
Right.
that it's just. I mean, if you want to eat truffle, cool.
Yeah.
But if you want to eat truffle and you want to taste the mushroom in the pasta, and you want to taste the cream, and you want to taste this and that, you just taste truffle.
What's your feelings on cheese?
I like cheese. I was gonna say I love cheese, but I like cheese. There's so many different varieties of cheese though that it's such a broad
Cheese is
spectrum.
overrated, man.
Overrated.
If it's mozzarella, mozzarella.
Mozzarella's overrated. I agree.
Are you kidding me,
No,
man?
mozzarella's overrated. No, the reason why, because it's got no flavor.
Yeah, that's the point.
No, but why? Why would you just,
My point is, I don't like cheese.
Them,
Really.
just eat tofu, bro.
Nah, but I don't like cheese.
So, but you eat mozzarella.
Yeah, because mozzarella doesn't have a taste. You know what I mean? Like on pizza, it's more there for the texture.
Come on, man. Listen to yourself.
Wait.
No, I don't think what?
Come on, man. Come on.
It's there for the texture.
It's there for the texture. Why do you eat food? For
What would
texture.
you? Nah. Obviously, pizza is probably one of my favorite foods, but I'm not there for the cheese on the pizza. I know, like the tomatoes, the pepperoni.
Let's
you know
have this
what I mean?
conversation. Pizza.
Go on.
Top 3 things about the pizza. What's some? For example, I'll give you mine. The most important thing is the tomato sauce for me in a
Yeah.
pizza. Then bread. Then cheese.
Yeah.
Same for you.
What happened to
Same
say
for you.
So what you're saying? Cheese is the most important thing.
Yeah, it has to
No,
be.
I'm saying.
Nah, I don't.
Otherwise, you eating tomato bread.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't. Like you said, mozzarella doesn't really have a taste. So it's.
So why eat it?
But because I like pizza, I still like I still like the tomato. I still like the
you have
pepperoni,
mozzarella?
and I still like the bread.
Would you have mozzarella in a salad?
Nah.
Okay, so it's just pizza.
Yeah, I don't like cheese as a person. This is like cheddar. I think is disgusting. I don't know how people eat cheese. I think it's one of the worst things that we have as humans.
Do you want to get something off your chest, then?
No, I've got it off my chest.
Nah, cheese is levels for sure.
I mean, we'll have to agree to disagree.
Nah, yeah, for sure.
I think people
But-
are in bondage with cheese, and it's
Yeah, English people love cheese, don't we?
that's a fact.
Did you say we or they?
Well, I'm alright with cheese. I'm not.
cheese.
I'm not too fussed. It doesn't. Really,
I just don't like it.
it's one of those things.
Nah.
It's the same way I feel about Brussels sprouts. I think that's the devil's poison.
Right, man. That's just cabbage. You like cabbage?
No.
I was gonna say if you like cabbage but you don't like Brussels sprouts, there's something wrong. But if you don't.
Nah,
like
I'm not keen. I mean, my favorite vegetables: sweet corn. I don't mind peas.
I think
Carrots.
I think broccoli bangs.
Broccoli is
Bangs.
really nice. Actually, I don't know how as a kid I didn't like
the
it.
reputation
but
is.
It's
not,
got a bad rep, but nah, broccoli's
and
nice.
it's super healthy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Big time. So much protein as far as vegetables go. So much protein there. Yeah.
Listen, no one can fuck with me when it comes to cauliflower wings.
Oh, come on now. Why is
It's
it a
coming for
wing?
your chest.
Why is it a wing? Where's the wing?
No, listen. I was.
I said, no, listen.
Personally, I like with the vegan sort of situation. I looked into it. I did
you
my
vegan?
research. No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Eman being vegan, I would pay.
And personally, I was like, I looked into it. I'm not gonna par a vegan off. It's just like whatever, innit? So then they were like, yeah, we got these cauliflower wings. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? They're not wings. I made it. I loved it.
Oh,
I don't like when vegans make something else. If
no,
that-
but I don't like it. Yeah,
I can't
think
stand
I
it.
think we're the
I've
same.
been
Why-
duped,
if,
boy.
if you're veggie or vegan, why do you want something that looks and tastes like chicken?
I don't get it. I don't get that.
You're defeating the purpose.
They're whatever
Yeah.
they're on is incorrect. Then
Commit to the lifestyle, man.
Interesting.
Commit to the lifestyle. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like if you like vegetables, then you know.
Eat your veggies, but
Yeah.
That's interesting.
stay healthy.
But then
But-
I mean, this is a whole like I'm not slagging on vegans or vegetarians at all, but I do feel like vegan and vegetarian food is how do I say underappreciated.
Is it?
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure,
Like
for
what?
sure.
They've-
Yeah. So like people don't know how to cook good vegan vegetarian dishes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the use of beans, lentils, chickpeas,
Yeah.
legumes, pulses, all that type of stuff. Rice, potatoes, yams, sweet potato. You know, there's so much.
There's so much of a variety. that
Variety.
People, miss off.
People just think,
believe
oh,
it's just
salad.
greens
Right.
and rice. That's it.
Yeah.
And then end all be all. But nah, there's a complete variety. Like
Sure.
even when like my mum cooks like there's this. It's not really like a vegan dish, but it's a dish. Well, it is a vegan dish because there's no meat in it. But basically, they'll give it to pregnant ladies. It's basically there's beans. It's like a bean stew.
Yeah.
And
But
then
this is clearly a culture thing, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
this is a culture thing. So they'll give it to them, and then like it would just rejuvenate them. Like you'll see their hair grow. Of course, during pregnancy, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But this is the time where they just give them a lot of proteins. So it's not necessarily meat. It can't be a danger to the child, so on and so forth. But like, there's even African dishes that I wouldn't necessarily consider to be calling it vegan, but they are vegan.
Yeah.
Do you know
It's just
what? High key. Like, if you have, for example, if you have pounded jam with red stew,
It's vegan.
I think so. Yeah.
Jollof rice, vegan.
Nah, jollof rice ain't vegan
What do you
because
put in
I think there's oxo cubes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
the stock cubes that they use.
But is stock cubes actually from the animal, or is it to taste like the animal?
No, it's just from the animal. Like,
Oh,
they'll use the
okay, then.
bones,
Yeah, no.
and the skin.
I would then take it out then.
Yeah, but then okay.
So without it, it's a vegan dish.
Yeah, pounded jam
my
and
mind
red
is,
stew.
my mind is blown.
You know what?
I mean?
Pounded jam and okra.
Yeah, okra.
Okra's disgusting.
Okra's
Come
nice,
on, dog.
That's
Don't. Do you like
I
okra?
think I'm a vegan. Sorry, I've just had like I just had a
Collins is
revelation.
reflecting on his diet. It's like
I'm just like,
Okra's disgusting, man.
Okra-
Okra's
okra-
right.
when it's
Okra's
cooked
nice in the
right.
right circumstances.
There's
When
no
it's cooked right. If it's
circumstance.
slimy, nah, I'm
Yeah.
not about it. But when
Not
it's
at
cooked
all,
right-
man. You might as well be bogey. You fucking hell, it's disgusting.
Like, all right, let me give you an example.
Yo.
I cook a banging Caribbean bean stew, red kidney bean stew.
Okay.
Mm.
Rice and peas.
Yeah.
Well, rice and peas as in
Well,
like,
rice and peas, man. I ain't even from the Caribbean, but that shit goes down.
yeah, plantain on the side,
Yeah.
completely vegan.
Plantain or plantain?
Plantain.
Mountain or mountain? Fountain or fountain? We can be here all day, baby. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't ever think that would be a vegan dish.
Yeah.
But when you actually
and
break
people
it
don't
down,
think you can put so much flavor into vegan and vegetarian food. I don't know
Yeah.
why that is. You know?
so interesting, man.
It's conceptions, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's what?
I'm not sure what you said.
I thought you said and it's free. What's free?
I said it's very filling. Sorry, I was just.
Oh, yeah, I
It's
don't
very
know.
filling. And that's like, yeah, and even not to be disgusting or anything, but when you go to the bathroom, you ain't got problems.
You're saying if you eat meat and fish, then you do.
No, it's a bit of a strong push.
I hear that.
My God, high protein diet.
I'm not a hype. Well, the thing is, I eat various foods, but yeah, I do have somewhat of a. Actually, no, I have a very balanced diet. Like, if I'm eating protein, I'll always eat.
You man hit
some
gym.
form-
You look like you guys hit gym.
Yeah, I will always eat vegetables or fruits on the side. Like, let's say I'm having 2 pieces of chicken, rice. I will always have a banana.
Oh, yeah,
with a
I
portion
heard
of
that.
vegetables.
Yeah.
Because I know that's gonna go easy.
Yeah.
Like, as disgusting that may sound, it's just gonna go easy for me. So like, and I know that I'm getting all my nutrition.
Yeah.
So like, even speaking to like Amber when I get my hair done, she's like, "Yeah, your hair's grown wonderfully. Like, what are you consistent in your diet?" Yes, I am. So
Right.
I really don't. I know roughly now how food would work for me, but I'm not too fussed about that. But
I heard
just
that.
people who have a high protein diet, nah, it's gonna go wrong.
Where'd you get your main source? All three of you. Where'd you get your main source of protein from when you eat?
Tuna and chicken.
Yeah, same chicken.
Tuna, chicken, beef.
Sometimes
But the thing
fish.
is, I cook whatever.
Sometimes salmon. Like I try to eat. I'm trying to eat more fish, but it's not.
Salmon or toasted bagel. That's delicious. I don't know if you
Nah,
had the pleasure.
I have not.
Sorry, Mr. Exotic on the other end of the table.
Yeah, I'm not.
Salmon, cream cheese, bagel.
No, I'm not gonna be
chives.
bullied for liking something nice.
Perry came here to cook you.
Yeah, I know. we got a problem.
You're chefing for real, bro.
For real, anybody can get it, man.
We're talking like some beef and chicken and then
Nice,
top up with smoked salmon, bagel, cream cheese, and
It has
chives.
to be done, man.
But you don't like cheese.
Trust me. Wait, hang on a sec.
You don't taste it in there, man.
Go on, taste it.
Do you know what?
Why
I
is
think,
it there?
listen, you can taste it, but you ignore it. You have to. You ride through the pain.
Wow.
Them shits is nice.
But you like the cheese, though, don't you? It's in your mouth.
The pause.
Anyway.
For real. That's the most disgusting pause.
That's a violation.
Yo, that was disgusting. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but like as I said,
Nah, I hear what you're saying.
tuna.
Yeah.
Lunch and dinner is usually like chicken, or if it's not chicken, it could be beef.
Yeah.
Very rare occasion is like pork. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Oh, well, you don't bang. I do like bacon.
Yeah, no, I do like bacon.
Bacon, as far as a source of protein, bacon is as good as broccoli.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd feel like it'd be way more unhealthy.
Just
Yeah,
put
yeah,
No,
yeah,
it
fry-
is in general.
protein
but
content.
Protein
Yeah.
content. Okay,
Don't
got you.
fry bacon. Just put it in the oven. That's what I do anyway.
Yeah.
It makes it healthier. What you
You gotta fry that ish, man.
Nah. I put it. It makes it's healthier. I
with you, I'm
personally,
with you.
I like my bacon crispy, so it's
Yeah.
easier to get that consistency in the oven.
Yeah, but there's some things that you just do and don't do with food, man. You have to fry bacon.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh well, I hear you.
Yeah.
I personally don't, but
I get what you're saying. Like my mom's one of them people. She buys the bacon, so it's like without the rind, and it's literally just
Oh.
you know you
Oh,
got
okay.
baked bacon.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
oh, that's
yeah.
streaky bacon
Right.
though, isn't it?
No, it's back bacon.
Oh, okay, go
Yeah,
on.
so you know you got like the round kind of piece, and then
Yeah.
you've got the
Yeah.
tail. She just buys it, so it's just a round piece because it's got less fat.
Yeah.
Some people don't like fat, which I don't get.
Yeah, it's flavor, man.
100%.
Flavor.
100.
Like when people like cut around their steak so they don't have the fat. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
bonkers, absolutely
That's
bonkers. man.
right.
Word to Dizzy Rascal.
When you have a, I tried to brush past it. Perry, when you have a steak, what do you go for?
What, cut or cooking?
I'm gonna get bullied now, aren't I?
All right, let me see. Demi's going fillet steak with he's going rare.
Nah, medium rare.
Oh, fillet though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I would usually go for a sirloin.
Fuck you, man.
I would usually go for a.
What? You still getting it well done?
I get well done.
Nah, you're bugging, man. When
Perry's so disappointed.
when we go out and like you say well done, I'm just disappointed.
No, but you're the thing
You've
is,
ruined the meat.
You're paying a lot of money for that well done steak.
I like it well done.
Do you like it though?
Yeah.
Have you ever had it not well done?
Yeah.
Go with, ladies and gentlemen.
we got him.
There was this one time I looked at it and I was chewing it. I was like, it's not.
What was it though? Was it like medium rare, medium?
I think this was rare,
Okay.
Oh.
and I was like, it's not for me.
Okay.
So
Fair.
then that's put me off.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's just actually I won't get into the science of eating like well done steak and whatever. But yeah, well done steak for me is good enough for me.
All right.
I hear that.
Collins, what are you thinking?
Medium rare, man, or medium.
What kind of cut you going for? Fillet or
Yeah,
bit of fat on it?
it has to have a little bit of it.
Okay.
To be honest with you, because I was of the school of thought of Eman for a long time.
I think most black people are.
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
same
yeah,
one of those
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
My parents are the same.
It's just
Yeah.
one of those things, and then I realized I was like, let me just try. So I think I went somewhere where the chef was just not having it.
Nah, yeah,
Like,
they're like,
we refuse to make well
Yeah.
done here.
Yeah.
So I just
really? Oh, nah, okay. I'm on your side a bit there. Though. Fuck you. I'm paying.
I think I was in I was in France. I was in
Oh,
Paris. I
okay.
can't remember what the name of the restaurant was. I have no clue. But the guy was just not having it. And that was fine. So I was like, I'm here to try new stuff anyway. So I tried it and I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Thing is, I'm open-minded, and as a chef, I kind of see both points of view. So I'm open-minded with food, with beef. We're talking specifically.
Yeah.
I've had blue steaks. I've had well-done steaks.
What are you saying when it comes to blue? I kind of want to try it just to see what it's like.
No, I saw a story where it was blue, but it was thin though. It was super thin.
Yeah, it's like carpaccio.
yes,
Yeah.
Right.
that I can understand because
Yeah, I mean that's different. It's different.
Yeah.
But like if you're having, so like the last time I had a blue steak, I was with my girlfriend and a lot of her friends. They came to London, and went to a restaurant and we ordered a Chateaubriand, which I don't know if you guys know is like a huge fillet steak. It's massive. It's like, you know, you can get it 700 grams to a kilo of fillet steak,
okay.
and it's to share between you, right? And
Got
we-
you.
Right.
and we ordered it blue. So literally blue is the hardest for me, the hardest grade to cook, because you want to get it so it's not cold, but you want to get it so it's not cooked.
Got you.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
So blue basically means it's like searing the outside, and then so if you cut into it, it's still red raw.
Yeah.
Right? But it can't be, it has to be warm. You know? So that's the difficulty, getting it warm but not getting it any like browner than it should be.
Interesting.
Anyway, we had it, and I can't lie to you, it was delicious. It was
Wow.
incredible. And that was the first time I ever had blue steak. After that, usually I'll go for medium rare, depending on what it is. But I have to be open-minded enough when I go to a restaurant as a chef myself that the menu and the things that are on the menu are there for a reason, because the
Yeah,
chef
I
wants
hear
you
that.
to taste that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really get when people come to a restaurant, especially if I'm working, and they say, yeah, I'd like this dish, but without that, can you put that instead of that? And I'm
Right.
like, no, that's not why the dish is like that.
Got you. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, a menu is done by a chef or a team of chefs, specifically, like ingredients are put together and married together specifically for a reason. And that's how the experience we want to give you. You're not having this with that, and you're not chipping and changing ingredients. If the steaks are only cooked to medium max, if you ask for well done, I'm not giving you a well done, because that's not the experience that I want to give you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
man,
I see it from both
Got
points of
him.
view. I see it from both points of view.
Yeah.
I'll be
Very
interested. Next time you go for a meal or something, Eman, try medium rare. I just want to see what your opinion is.
Yeah, and take a picture.
Just so I can verify
I've
it.
tried medium before. I think I've tried medium.
Medium's not that deep.
Yeah.
Like, a little bit pink.
Yeah,
little bit
I
pink.
think
Some
I've
people
tried
just can't get their head
When-
around the
when they
idea.
gave me a rare, I was like, what are you doing?
And it's still bleed, like it's got
Still
blood.
red, it's still
Yeah.
raw in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, do you know? I personally medium rare. Remember, and it's a similar experience to how you had to have blue, like, and your experience in the sense that I went to someone's house and like I'm just not doing that. Like, well done is insane. You've ruined the meat. So I was like, let me try it. Like, let me try a thing. Much better, and it's less chewing as well, because steak is chewy when it's well done.
Right.
So it goes down way easier.
Yeah. And it has to be, if you're having a blue or rare steak, it has to be good beef, because otherwise, again, it's chewy. It's on both ends of the spectrum. Chewy, or when it's well done, chewy when it's raw.
Oh, okay.
Especially if you're like eating it and it's not a good bit of beef, it's going to be chewy. So you
Got
have
you.
to get good beef. If you're having Wagyu, you're having Kobe beef.
Oh, I've got a question.
Go ahead.
What would you fry? What oil do you use to fry
At home or in the kitchen?
at home?
Coconut oil.
Coconut oil.
Okay.
Would you ever use ghee?
Yeah, but it burns easily. Yeah, ghee is very. It's a flavoursome oil,
Very flavorful.
like butter.
but as you said, it burns very easily.
It burns very easily, so I would never cook a steak in it. Cooking a steak is something that if it's a thin steak, you want to keep it in the pan for a long time. I would usually use ghee or butter to finish dishes. Like I would use it, but not to fry it in. So I would use like a. You have to think about oils and temperatures, right? So butter burns at a lesser temperature than vegetable oil will. Vegetable oil can reach, I think it's like 500 degrees before it starts to burn.
Okay.
Butter starts burning at about 150.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so it's hard. You start to get, and ghee as well. You start to get that burnt taste and like the caramel. So in butter and ghee, there's natural sugars, and that's where you get like the burnt pieces come in, because it's caramelizing really. But if you cook the steak and when it's almost brown, you put the butter in and you start glazing it, and then that's what you see on like cooking shows and stuff. You get that kind of like foamy looking like butter glaze on a steak. That's because they're putting it in at the end, not the start.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This has been very insightful, man.
For real, dog.
A lot of shit.
Do we have any other things we're trying to get off before we close?
We just got to get off our music suggestions, isn't it?
Yes, thank you for reminding me.
You just pick a
I'm
song
ready.
to add to our.
Well, yeah, nearly.
Right.
I must have been going for that's an hour, isn't it?
We out an hour in.
Yeah.
Been
No,
quick
there's too much good
conversation,
music that came out recently.
J. Cole's new album came out yesterday.
boys.
Fire.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yo, the real is back. The real is back. The real is back.
For sure.
God, so many choices for myself. I just want to give shouts out. Obviously, the Migos came back strong with Straightening. DBE, Ferrari Horses, Young and May with Hello Baby featuring Fabio Foreign. But my choice for this week, probably going to end up being my artist of the year and my find of the year, Central C, Day in the Life.
Okay. Mine is an artist I've been trying to listen to for a while, but I didn't find the time until recent. His name is Blast. I think Akuya from
Yeah,
he mentioned it, so I did my research, and he has a really good project out called No Love Lost. But yeah, the title track No Love Lost on there is incredible. So that's my choice of the week.
Perfect.
I don't think I put this song on.
Was it West Side Gun?
Nah, it's not West Side Gun. It's Stove God Cooks. Under the same sort of.
I was close.
Are you shocked?
It's Balenciaga Stamp.
Cool.
Cool.
This is a really nice song to listen to.
Love that.
Cool.
Talking about crack cocaine, but it's not that song.
Pleasant.
That New York, that New York rap.
Yeah.
So good. Well, I got one.
Yeah, go for it.
So, right, what are we doing? Albums or songs?
Just a song.
Songs.
Anything you're listening to right now?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. We're talking about albums that came out yesterday. A lot of banging albums came out yesterday. Like, I mean, I'm a Georgia Smith fan. She brought out something yesterday. But as far as like long term, I've been listening to a lot of Brent Faiyaz.
He's dope.
Yeah, I'm thinking his album "Fuck the World," amazing album, came out of the start of last year, I believe, or start of this year, maybe start of last year. It's on repeat at least, once a week for me. He's got a song in there called "Lost Kids Get Money." That's my jam.
Love it.
It's a better, it's an old song. Well, I say an old. It's a year old or so, but it's a vibe.
No, I love that.
Good
Perfect.
choice,
And obviously, give the people your socials where they can find you.
Sure, at Chef Perry J on Instagram. You can find my Facebook through there. I'm not on Twitter, unfortunately, but yeah,
Don't need to be. It's a toxic place.
At Chef Perry J on Instagram, guys.
Love it.
Amazing.
Made in Chafford podcast episode 88. We out.
We out, baby.
Appreciate it.
Bye.